No hose, no problem. Today we are going to wash, clay, and protect what is already a ceramic coated vehicle. Could have quick beads, could have ceramic gloss, something you can do at home in your garage.
Easy to do. I'm Ivan, he's Nick, and this is DIY Detail. So today we're gonna use rinseless wash, we're gonna use a bit of all clean on the wheels and tires, but we're gonna do all of this without a hose. Now, of course, we used a bit of water to fill the bucket, but this vehicle is actually in very good shape. We're gonna be pre-spraying it with the rinseless wash, we're gonna be putting rinseless wash in the bucket, and a lot of people have asked us, how do I measure for my little sprayer? Well, it's an easy way of doing that. 4 gallons of water means 4 capfuls. Every capful contains how much, Nick?
Half an ounce.
Half an ounce. So half an ounce to a gallon of rinseless wash in our bucket.
Or 1 capful per gallon. Also a very easy way to think about it.
Yeah. Then from there, mix it up. And I want to fill my little sprayer. Well, here.
Couldn't get any simpler than this. You don't have to dilute it differently, add more water to the IK foamer, sprayer, whatever. Just dunk it and go.
Exactly. And smell the apple goodness.
Ooh, Jolly Rancher green apple smell is what I like to think of it as.
Yeah. So we're going to pre-spray the wheels and tires with a all clean at 15 to 1. I'll have you do the foaming fun, sir.
It just helps to do this on wheels and tires. It's gonna help you clean better.
Right. Because they are pretty much the nastiest part of any vehicle. Now,
how about that for some thick foam?
Nick's the one that diluted that. He might have gone a little over 15 to 1. But
also we have the IK Foam Pro 12 available on DIYDetail.com.
Right.
And we use one of your fancy little tools to pump it up.
Right, exactly. If you have at home some battery powered tools, chances are that company makes an inflator. It just makes filling this up so much easier than pumping, like I'm gonna have to do with this one.
I was excited that you gave me the one pre-pumped and I didn't have to pump that one.
And
Ivan, what are the tricks?
Oh, hit that back wheel one little bit. There's one little area you missed.
Down here?
No, from the side. From this side. Yeah, there you go. Very good. And we're gonna let that foam do its thing. So you can see on the tire, it's already taking the browning out.
Oh, I missed another spot. An excuse to use more product, I'll take it. Your tip kind of changed my mind about these IK sprayers and foamers. You really want to go all the way until it no longer...
Well, until you hear it, the little valve here blow off.
Okay, which can take a while.
It can.
I like watching Ivan work. It makes me smile.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to do it as well.
We're almost there. 2 more pumps. Or 10.
9.
There we go.
Okay.
And now we're gonna pre-spray the vehicle with the rinseless wash.
And I like how even at the traditional dilution, it foams a little bit for you.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
The less water you put in this, the less often you'll need to pump it as well. And if you're doing this type of service often, well, getting yourself a Foam Pro 12 will make your life easier. So as a professional detailer, these are not really the best option. Something
they look
like
cool,
that.
but yeah, they're more cost effective. I mean, cost effective. Your time's eventually gonna, this will be more logical for you.
Right.
You don't have to do all clean on the wheels and tires either. You could do it without this. Honestly, you could do this entire thing with a 32-ounce spray bottle. It is easily done that way. It just makes your life easier to have some sprayers.
So there we go. While that is sitting, we're gonna do the wheels, but we're not gonna use brushes on the wheels. Like I said, this vehicle isn't in the sorry state. We've had other vehicles that have been in a very sorry state recently, but this one's nice and clean. Just has a bit of road film on it. So we're just gonna use a microfiber towel on the wheels and tires, and it's gonna do a good job.
You can do the rims first and then the tires?
Yeah, exactly. So we each have a utility towel in there, Nick. We're not wringing them completely dry. Then we just clean the wheel. Now, these are a matte finished wheel.
I like these stock rims.
Yeah.
If y'all have ever done a rinseless wash in your garage with no hose, comment down below. How do you clean rim faces and tires when you do a rinseless wash? It's a question we get a lot. Again, rinseless is a process where you don't have to rinse at the end, but you can definitely use a hose at the beginning. So if you have access to a hose, it sure is nice to be able to pre-spray, especially into here, but we're showing you that it can be done.
For the tire itself, I'm flipping the towel to different sides, going around, just breaking down the foam because we seem to have a lot of foam. And while I'm at it, I'm just going to do the inner lip of the wheel well. That way it's done.
Visually, that's what folks may see, right?
Right, and this towel is not going back into the bucket.
Use a nice old utility towel for this.
Right, and now we have some moisture left in here. We'll actually use this to rinse off the wheel. So yes, it has a bit of a foamy look because our rinseless wash foams. And this is a foamer that I put it in, but it is going to dissipate the foam. We've rinsed off the all clean, which is what we're wanting to do. And when we get around to drying the wheels and tires, it'll look great and it will be easy.
I'm gonna let you wash, Ivan.
There we go.
No one teaches the rinseless wash better than Mr. Ivan LaCroix.
So let's get rid of the Foam Pro 12 out of here. So I'm gonna start at the back just because I want to.
Wait, is that the way to teach a methodical standard operating procedure, Ivan? Where should one start with a car wash?
Start wherever you want, but start every vehicle the same way.
Okay. How about roof? Do you do roof first? Do you do roof last? When do you do the roof?
Top down. So start with the roof, work your way down. We're not doing the roof in this video, just you don't want to see us climbing on ladders and stuff, but you get the idea.
But in general, you start with the roof?
Yes.
Okay.
And with the sponge, we just want to squeeze it till it's at the verge of dripping. We already have lots of lubrication on the surface, and we methodically work our way down.
No pressure on that sponge.
No pressure at all. So one of the advantages of the sponge is the fact that you do not have pressure points.
Now I noticed you switch sides to the black side, which I think visually can be a cue for us if we get distracted. Hey, I'm doing this top panel with red, the bottom with black.
Right.
You can make up your own system there if you'd like. Okay, once I take this out of the bucket, we're not gonna put it back in, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna end up mixing products. Since Ivan is working at the same time I am, if you were just doing this by yourself, you'd probably wash the vehicle first and then clay. Although if I'm in direct sunlight, I like to do one panel at a time. So once you take your clay towel out, because we're gonna use quick beads, it is so slick as our lubricant, I'm gonna put a couple sprays on the panel, couple sprays on my towel, and quick beads, like I said, incredibly slick. It's going to protect and decontaminate very lightly contaminated ceramic coated cars, a protected car in one step.
And Nick actually probably used a little too much product. I'm gonna let him dry that panel. Now you'll notice the dirt that I got off the bottom of the panel here on the door. I just touch it to the rinseless wash and it's gone. The foam is really a high-tech piece of material. Doesn't look like much, but there's a lot of engineering involved in this.
People are gonna say, you're using a sponge to wash a car? What are you thinking?
Right. Now, would I use a dish sponge? No, never. Would I use a grout sponge, which actually was popular about 20 years ago with rinseless washing? No. But I have no qualms at all using this because it's actually designed for this purpose.
So Ivan, how is using quick beads with our clay towel a safe process when we've never introduced a hose?
Because we're using the rinseless as lubrication.
Oh yes, it's still on the panel, providing that lubrication. I love that.
Right. And Nick, you decided to use
What have I done?
Your favorite towel?
Oh yeah, the XL drying blanket. I love this thing. This will hold about a gallon of water, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And you'll be grateful for it when you're in the middle of a detail and you're drying the paint and all you need is one towel. You don't have to keep going back, grabbing a fresh towel, doing more laundry. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Right, and one of the things that Nick is doing that is very important is claying the glass.
Yeah, one thing I've learned from you, Ivan, is just be methodical. When you're in an area, take care of that area so you don't have to go back and, did I do the glass and do I gotta get this trim? Just take care of the whole section while you're there. Make sure you get all the nooks and crannies and edges. That way you don't have to go back and do a 40-minute quality control check at the end.
Right. You did the back
I just
corner?
did down to here, yeah.
Okay.
I just did visually what folks can see. Yeah, you don't need a ton of quick beads for this, guys. It's so lubricated. And wherever you spray the quick beads, that's where you're gonna wanna apply your clay towel. So you start with lubrication.
So you switch from ceramic gloss to quick beads?
Well, I like quick beads because, and I never use ceramic gloss, I like quick beads because it's got more lubrication. And we've done a video on it before. That's the method that we recommended. And
Right.
we did another video where we start with quick beads and then we use ceramic gloss as the lube. But I like quick beads if it's the only product you're gonna use because it is so insanely slick. So I'm sorry if I surprised you there, Ivan.
Well, it's because the first panel you said you were using ceramic gloss.
Oh, well, I meant to say quick beads, guys. I've been using quick beads. Remember, you want to shake it up the whole time? And
Yeah.
I said ceramic gloss, huh?
Yes, you did, sir.
I get in the zone.
So a lot of people ask, is claying safe? Or we get this comment a lot, I would never clay a car without polishing it afterwards. With a ceramic coated car, it's really not necessary when you're using the proper tools. Now, the old style clay bars that we needed and et cetera, definitely you need to polish afterwards. They are an abrasive, and that abrasive means that you're scratching the vehicle. The perforated clay combined with the exceptional lubrication of the rinseless wash and the quick beads, or ceramic gloss, whichever you prefer, is giving you all the lubrication you ever need. Nick is not putting any pressure whatsoever on the towel.
No, and there's just not a ton of contamination on here, so.
Right.
One thing you taught me that I think makes a lot of sense is if you see a little contamination or you feel it, don't grind in there with your finger. Just, instead of 2 grind motions, give it 10 no pressure motions, and I'm watching a little piece of black contamination.
Yep, go away.
Here under my towel. And that wasn't like just for YouTube. I watched it literally go away and there was no pressure.
Right.
So a little bit of patience. What do you always say, Ivan? If it feels like you're working.
If it feels like you're working, you're doing something wrong.
I've never seen someone work slower and yet get the job done faster than you.
It's a gift.
Well, it's sort of a Zen thing that I've been lucky enough to watch and learn a lot from. Because I've been sort of the hyper little bee buzzing around without doing it in a methodical way. And this way, when I'm done with this door, I'm done. Then on to the next section.
What method do you use to maintain your ceramic coated vehicle?
And if you use quick beads yet, because if you haven't, you guys are missing out. It is so ridiculously slick. You can just feel the contamination go away. Get that slick surface. Did you already wash the half of the hood?
Half of the hood, yes sir. I didn't do the front bumper though.
And I know you said I use too much product. I just like to err on the side of lubrication. Quick beads actually dries real easy.
Yeah.
After you've done it. If you use too much ceramic gloss, if you use clay and ceramic gloss as your lube, which is fine. I like that method, but again, I prefer it if you've used quick beads with a hose earlier to clean and protect. Ceramic gloss can be a little bit harder to dry off if you use it as a clay lube.
Ceramic gloss, the reason Nick feels that way is because he tends to use too much of it.
That's what it is. I just use a lot of product.
Right. So if you just use one spray on the towel, one spray on the panel, and you deposit your towel where you put the spray on the panel.
I would say the quick beads is maybe just more forgiving of overuse of product.
Exactly.
How does that feel under your towel?
Slick.
Slick, right?
Yeah. And the gloss is there.
Oh my gosh, it is. And I don't see us introducing any.
There's no marring, there's no scratching.
We haven't totally destroyed this paint, you guys.
And it is so smooth. It's insane.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah.
That's why I love Quick Beads as your clay lube. It's awesome. I think we've taught a very quick method that anyone can do in their garage.
Right.
One thing I would do is grab a microfiber towel.
Yeah, and dry the wheels
dry.
off.
Yep. A utility towel.
Exactly.
And after I've used about 4 sides of that clay towel, I'll just go rinse it off in my sink, right? I don't want to rinse it off in my wash bucket because we're still using this to wash.
Yeah.
I mean, could you do it?
You can.
You could.
Yeah, with using the ceramic gloss or the Quick Beads, it's really not that big a deal. If you're using your iron remover as a clay, then yes, you don't want to put it back in the bucket. Not because the iron remover disturbs anything, more because of the, shall we say, fragrance of the iron remover.
And what I might do if I'm feeling saucy today is just
a little bit on the wheel.
A little bit of Quick Beads on the towel on the wheel. It's gonna give me lubrication and protection as I go for my final wipe down, which is just gonna make the wheel easier to clean next time, but also just make it pop today, which is what we're trying to do with this car wash, right? Make it look good.
Yeah, and a bit of tire shine, and we're good to go.
Tire shine is optional. Some people don't like it. I always think it adds very, very distinctly to the appearance of your vehicle.
So our tire lotion, very simple to use. Less is more, like all of our products. And if you want that, high gloss glazed donut type of look, well, you can absolutely do that with our tire lotion.
That's one situation where more is more.
Actually, not more on the tire, more layers. So a thin layer first to get it to bond to the tire, and then give it a 10 or 15 minutes and add a second layer.
So would you brush it in or just do a spray on layer and then come back later?
Brush it in.
Brush it in, come back, spray on, brush in?
Yeah.
That's
now,
what I do.
With this particular Jeep, another thing we can do with the tire lotion is these lower panels. We want to give it that really nice glossy look and add protection as well. Now we have protection on there with the Quick Beads, but this just revives this plastic.
And then I'll just come by, mop it up, make sure you didn't get any on the paint.
Yep.
No big deal if you did. Just a quick wipe off.
And of course, a clean, dry tire always accepts the tire lotion better. Nick dried this off with his towel, which is sufficient. Just do the front fender liner and then we're good to go.
Sufficient. Hey, how'd I do?
Excellent.
It was sufficient. That's an interesting word, Ivan.
Well,
not to say you were saying that now. I don't use the word sufficient often, but I feel like I should.
Well, sufficient is better than your normal excessive. So.
But the great thing about a DIY line is be excessive if you want. Have as much product and fun as you feel like you want to do today.
Exactly. With that, if you have any questions, please leave them below. Let us know what you think of this process. And there's more up here.